Have you noticed it's not a lack of IQ that makes you lose money, but a lack of discipline? In panic, you sell at the bottom. In euphoria, you buy at the top. In the end, the bill comes due, the price of emotion. This invisible tax drains your freedom no matter how much you know. Today, I'll show you 5 emotional traps that suck away your discipline and how to avoid them. This isn't theory, it's practice. What separates those who build wealth from those who silently pay this tax isn't intelligence, it's behavior. Stay until the end. You'll see how discipline can shield you from the chaos of the market. Did this idea hit you? Then hit like, drop a comment, and share this video. You need to learn to control your emotions before they control your wallet. One simple click could be the step that changes your financial future. The market doesn't just punish calculation mistakes, it punishes lack of control. The biggest enemy of your portfolio isn't lack of intelligence, it's lack of discipline. You've felt it before, haven't you? Fear whispering to sell too early. Greed shouting to take reckless risks. Anxiety pushing you to act immediately. And in the end, losses that could have been avoided. That's the emotion tax, a silent fee charged every time you act on impulse. Think back to the last time you bailed out in panic only to watch the recovery days later, or when you jumped into a rally too late because everyone else seemed to be winning. That wasn't bad luck, it was biology. The human brain hates uncertainty. It would rather lose money now than live with doubt. And when you obey it, you sign off on another payment of this invisible tax. The cruelest part, this tax doesn't show up on your bank statement, but it destroys what you need most, time in the market. You can fool yourself, but the chart doesn't forgive. And the more you give in, the more expensive it gets. Now think, is there really a way to flip the game? To turn discipline into armor and silence the voice of emotion before it wrecks your portfolio? That's the question we'll start answering next. There are 5 triggers that drain your discipline and cost you dearly, even if you don't notice them. The first is fear. When the market drops, you run to protect your money. But what you call protection is really surrender. Too much liquidity costs you because idle money loses time. And time is the only asset you can't get back. The second is greed. The child is urged to double quickly just because someone flaunted instant results. You enter without a plan, chasing easy profit, and end up being fuel for those with patience. The third is envy, measuring your life against your neighbor's car, your colleague's vacation, or a stranger's profit screenshot. This silent poison forces you to copy strategies that were never designed for your reality. The fourth is recency bias, believing the last move is the rule. If it dropped today, you assume it'll keep dropping. If it rose yesterday, you think it'll rise forever. Your brain mistakes noise for pattern and drags you into foolish decisions. And the fifth is social comparison, blindly following someone with income, risks, and goals completely different from yours. You get lost trying to live someone else's plan. The cruelest truth. On paper, it all seems obvious. But when your heart races and the screen flashes red or green, these triggers seize your hand. The real question is, how do you turn these triggers into signals of discipline instead of fatal traps? You don't need to be a genius to win the game. You need process. You need discipline. And here's the hard truth. Intelligence without discipline is just ego disguised as strategy. What separates winners from losers isn't who knows more, but who does the right thing when everything screams the opposite. Discipline means deciding before chaos. It means protocols that replace impulses with rules. Automating contributions so money works without your mood. Using a simple, ruthless checklist that leaves no room for excuses. Setting clear rebalancing triggers that force logic over euphoria. While most people are hostages to their emotions, you can be the one who follows instruments. Think of pilots flying through storms. It's not instinct that saves them. It's instruments. The disciplined investor does the same. He builds filters, routines, and shields against noise. He doesn't depend on courage in the moment, he depends on the clarity of the plan. Discipline doesn't erase fear, greed, or envy. but it keeps them from touching your money. And here's the punch. Intelligence without discipline is a shortcut to ruin. You can have sky-high IQ, prestigious degrees, flawless technical knowledge. But if you can't control one click on a panic day, none of it matters. In the end, it's not genius that wins, it's consistency. Those who repeat solid habits, even without glamour, build more wealth than the genius that shines once and implodes the next. So here's the question. Will you keep feeding your ego or start training your discipline? The secret isn't more information, it's more discipline. The market will keep swinging, headlines will keep screaming, and your friends will keep looking smarter than you. But the ones who actually build wealth are the ones who pause, breathe, and stick to the plan. The genius stumbles over his own hurry. The disciplined one keeps walking. The core truth is simple. Time and consistency beat emotion and impulse. You don't need perfect predictions, just a process that works even on the worst days. Discipline greater than IQ. Time greater than things. Now, the choice is yours. Will you keep feeding this invisible tax of emotion, or will you build a system that protects you from it? If you're ready to take the next step, discover why ordinary people with consistent habits build far more wealth than geniuses with no self-control. Click the card and see the answer.